different elements of symmetry of water. What are the different elements of symmetry? You know that, as I have discussed in the earlier session, E is E, E will exist for any molecule. Identity element always exists. Along with this one, for water, C2 will exist. C2 is nothing but the principal rotation axis, that is an angle of rotation of 180 degree. 180 degree. You will have an identical conformation, that is spatial orientation in space, that is same spatial orientation in space, and sigma A will be there, or sigma V dash. I will discuss about that once, what is sigma A and sigma V dash, as sigma B and sigma V double dash. This can also be termed in different way, that is nothing to have sigma V and V dash, we can also term in different way, that is E is, it will exist, E always exists, identity element always exists. Along with this one, as I discussed, Z is the principal axis. Z is always considered as a principal axis. In this case, C2 with the principal axis, Z axis exists, that is termed as C2Z. C2Z. And along that principal axis, there exists two different vertical planes. That is sigma A can also be termed as sigma xz, and sigma B can also be termed as sigma yz. Here nothing to worry. Suppose if you interchange xz and yz, nothing to worry. That is, I can put sigma A as sigma yz and sigma B as sigma xz. That is, in this one I have used xz as a one vertical plane and yz as another vertical plane. That is the first element of symmetry. E is the first element of symmetry. That is, E element always exists. That is, identity element always exists for any molecule. If you take, identity exists, always exists. And then C2 axis, that is along this axis, along this imaginary axis, I am shifting by an angle of 180 degree. If I shift by an angle of 180 degree, what happens? HA and HB will undergo interchange. That is, the positions of HA and HB will be interchanged. Okay. Next, one more plane exists. That is, sigma xz plane exists. Sigma xz is passing through oxygen. When it passes through oxygen, if you perform your operation, A and B will get interchange. And you will get this configuration. That is orientation in space. And then sigma yz, a plane which is having three atoms. What are the three atoms? Means oxygen is there, two hydrogens are there. That can be termed as sigma xz, sigma V double prime, or sigma B. That is, sigma xz, sigma V prime, and sigma A. That is, it passes through oxygen. That is, it is given in the black color. That is, it passes through oxygen. And then sigma B or xz, or sigma V double prime, it passes through oxygen and two hydrogen. Suppose if you apply three different rules, that is what I discussed. The three different rules means, that is square of the element, or any one operation will have an element in the same group. That is suppose if you do the operation C21 is operated on sigma A. That is, C21 is operated on sigma A means I will consider the molecule water and I will apply C21. When I apply C21, what happens? This HA and HB will interchange. That is, hydrogen atoms will get interchanged. Next, what I will do? I will apply sigma A operation. When I apply sigma A operation along the oxygen atom, that is, this operation I will do. When I do this operation, what happens? this HA and HB will get interchanged, and you will have the configuration that is different orientation in space, that is hydrogen A and hydrogen B will get interchanged. That is, if I do C21 sigma A, that is equal to sigma B, that is this entire change or entire, that is this can be changed to the final structure by using a sigma B operation. Because of that one, C21 sigma A is equal to sigma B. Then second rule, as per the second rule, there exists an identity element. Identity element is E. Identity element is E. That is C21 is operated on E. That is C21 I will do. C21 I will do operation. When I operate this one, I will get this configuration. This configuration. Then again I will operate E. Again I will operate E. That is, I will end up with the final configuration, this one. That is C21 into E is nothing but C21. Is nothing. This entire configuration can be changed by a single operation. By a single operation, that is C21 into E is nothing but C21. Then third, as per the rule number 3, it says that associative law should be valid. Associative law should be valid. That is, you can choose any of the elements. Now, for associative law, you should use 3 different elements, or same elements also you can use, nothing to worry. But here I use 3 different elements. C21 is one element, sigma A is one element, sigma B is one element. When I have associative law, I should change the brackets. I should change the bracket. That is, this is A, B into C, this is A, B into C. I will do this operation individually. I will do this operation individually. That is, I will take a water molecule. I will take a water molecule, and I should see this operation. First, I should see this operation sigma A into sigma B. I should see the product of this one, sigma A into sigma B. Sigma A, that is sigma A, if I operate, hydrogen, both hydrogen gets interchanged. Both the hydrogen gets interchanged, and I will end up with this configuration. Then once again for this one, I will apply sigma B. Sigma B, that means it passes through one oxygen and 2 hydrogen atoms. One oxygen and 2 hydrogen atoms. Because of that one, what happens? A and B will not change its position. It will retain its position. But suppose if you do this operation, single operation if you do, I can convert this into final this configuration by performing a C21. By performing a C21. That is, sigma A into sigma B is nothing but C21. C21 means it is nothing but an operation, that is, it is a principal rotation axis that is rotated by an angle of 180 degree. By an angle of 180 degree. Suppose if we come to the next operation, C21 into sigma A. C21, I will apply C21, and then I will apply sigma A. If I apply C21 and sigma A, I will end up with one final configuration. One final configuration. This is the final configuration. But this configuration can also be obtained by sigma B. That is what I did here. The same process I should carry out here. That is, C21 is nothing but A and B will get interchanged. Then when I apply A, that is sigma A, that is this operation when I apply, what happens? These two get interchanged. That is, B gets interchanged with the A. B gets interchanged with the A. This can be performed by a single operation sigma B. This can be performed by a single operation sigma B. That is, sigma A into sigma B is nothing but C21. C21 I have written. C21 into C21 is equal to sigma B. What is this sigma B? Why I have written sigma B? Means C21 into sigma A is sigma B. Because of that one, sigma B into sigma B. That is, this C21 into C21 is nothing but an identity operation. Identity. Then sigma B into sigma B is an identity operation. That is, E is equal to E. That means the associative law is valid.